You know, guys, one thing I can say before I push play, we're going to do this for probably about 10 minutes, is that I made all these YouTube videos all these years. And it's only two things that come across my mind that these people could have been thinking as they're plotting, planning, scheming, right? And I'm making all these YouTube videos. Number one, these people thought I was a straight up clown. Number two, somebody had to wonder, was I gonna be a mastermind in all of this? Somebody had to think that. At least one person, right? Well, let me tell you guys before I push play. In the back of my mind, I knew I was being watched by my entire family and God knows who else. I knew that. Sometimes I would just put on a show for these people. Some days I act like a nerd. I'll just act like a total milk dud. Y'all know what I do. But it's all in fun. Like, I like to be corny for fun. Who I really am as an individual, like, that's for people who in my face to know and understand. And most of them don't even understand. So you think that I would care about some people in my family that are watching my YouTube videos that I haven't seen in 10 to 15 years? Of course not. So I just lived my life. I made a bunch of corny YouTube videos knowing that these people, it wasn't like I didn't know. Like, if these people actually thought that I did not know that they were watching me as I was making these videos, if these people, whatever they are, in my family did not know or did not think that I knew that they was watching my YouTube videos, these people, well, they dumber than you could ever imagine. I knew they was watching my videos. That's why I was extra corny. You think, guys, look, I was born on the west side of Chicago, man. I hold my own. Nobody has come in my face and bullied me or did anything in my face. All this stuff that I'm hearing about bullying, and like, if somebody on the outside heard this, somebody would think I was a little cream puff walking around. It hasn't been that way. That's not the way it is. You got a bunch of cowards behind the scenes just making up illusions about me. That's what we have here. But I'm not gonna lie. It's a very just really hardcore smile on my heart as I was making these YouTube videos all these years, and I think to myself, I said, I know these people. I used to go back and forth in my mind. I said, you motherfuckers know I know you watching me, right? Like, literally, I'll be talking to people through my YouTube videos. Like, you know I know you motherfuckers watching. Like, I will be extra corny, but let's go ahead and play this, guys.
And every move they made violated universal law, and the debt for that kind of rebellion always comes due, with interest. They plotted in the shadows, manipulating situations, pulling emotional strings, spreading lies, and pulling influence in places you didn't even know existed. Some even turned to dark spiritual practices attempting to block your rise. But no matter what they threw at you, you kept standing, and every time you got back up, it exposed the weakness of their power and the futility of their schemes.
No disrespect to any tarot card readers, but guys, I'm not doing, to anybody who thinks that I do divination of any kind, I don't. I don't ever want to learn about how to use tarot cards. I don't want to know. I'd rather just use my intuition than tarot cards. I can't help but to think that tarot card readers actually like depend on these cards for everything. Now, I don't know that, but I would hope not. It's like, you meet somebody, like, okay, so you meet somebody, say you want to be friends with somebody. Oh, I got to do a tarot card reading on this person. or you might find new potential lover. Oh, I gotta see what this potential lover is thinking about. I mean, like, I could never get to that point where I'm just using tarot cards to substitute for my own, you know, for my own spirit, for my own intuition. It would never, I could never allow that. But just in case anybody wants to know out there, no, I don't use divination. I don't want to use divination. I don't want, like, I just want to, I guess you could say, pretend like I know what people are thinking. I don't want to be using cards to get into somebody's space like that. I don't think you're supposed to be using tarot cards for that, to be honest with you. You know, you will hope that people are using tarot cards for righteous means, not to take the place of their own self-esteem. You will hope that. But no, I don't use any divination, in case anybody ever wondered, did I do that? Or would I ever?
What drove them mad wasn't just your strength, it was your immunity. You were protected in a way they couldn't explain, and that protection frustrated their desire to control you. They broke natural laws trying to interfere with a supernatural calling. They tried to contain what they did not create. And when people try to play God without divine authority, the first thing that begins to break is themselves. What they called strategy was actually self-destruction. They pushed harder because they couldn't accept that someone they deemed beneath them was actually chosen. But spiritual elevation doesn't require their permission, and that truth was their undoing. Now they are reaping exactly what they've sown. Not because you curse them, not because you wish them harm, but because divine law does not sleep, cannot be bribed, and never overlooks a single thing. The same force they defied is now collecting the bill. Every tool they use to block your path has become evidence against them. You didn't have to fight back. Heaven fought for you. And heaven...
It'd be making me wonder, like, how many people actually do readings on me other than the people I see on YouTube? Like, women that I see in everyday life, like, there are people who see me someplace, and women, and it'd be like, now that I done ran into this whole tarot card community, I'm like, I wonder if these random strangers, especially women, I wonder if they be going home doing tarot card reading. Oh my God. It's just opened up a whole can of worms, man, of what I thought reality was with people and stuff.
Never loses. Heaven doesn't just win battles. It writes history. The laws they broke were never yours to enforce, but they were God's to avenge. And that time is now. Number 4, they thought that if they couldn't kill you physically, they could assassinate your destiny. Obsessed with your downfall, they realized they couldn't touch your body, so they targeted your purpose. If they couldn't end your life, they would at least try to paralyze your future. They launched attacks on your reputation, dragged your name through the mud, worked to isolate you from your support system, and attempted to drain you of hope. Behind closed doors, they whispered lies. In public, they played the victim. Everywhere your name was mentioned, they sowed seeds of confusion. But they failed to understand one crucial truth. Destiny does not die from slander, and purpose does not vanish simply because others are uncomfortable with your power.
Look, guys, I was put into a family of narcs. Matter of fact, there's probably only 1 or 2 people I can think of on top of my head in my so-called family that are narcissists. So God obviously puts a chosen one inside a lion's den, right? What's that scripture? He said, I send you as sheep among wolves. Because how could you send somebody like myself, I'm not a narc at all. I think my YouTube channel can say that, and y'all can decide that, but I don't think I'm not a narc at all. And the things that these people do, like, you never once think that what you're doing to somebody else, you don't think that's going to come back on you? You think you can just go out here do divination, black magic against people, and you think that shit is not gonna be. Now they doing dark magic on each other. Go figure. It's like, yeah, how the fuck did I get born into around these motherfuckers, man? Like, for real, we're not cut from the same cloth, yet you can be born inside a family and you're not even cut from the same cloth, man. The universe has a strange sense of humor, let me tell you.
Their mission was never just to hurt you. It was to rob the world of the very gift you were born to give. That's why their attacks were relentless. They couldn't bear the thought of your voice being heard, your influence growing, or your light exposing their darkness. So they worked overtime to convince others you were the problem.
Let me tell you something, guys. All those people that they allegedly turned against me, though, look, if somebody can come and turn people against you, even with slander, if somebody can come and tell people you know something about you that'll cause those people not to talk, those people were never your friends to begin with. Because anybody that had your best interest, that has your best interest at heart, if somebody came and told them something about you, that person, if they really cared about you, will go back and ask you, hey, I just heard, don't tell such and such I told you, but somebody said you, or you don't even have to say who told you. You could just say, hey, you could just ask the question. You could just pop the question. Say, hey, I don't even want to tell you who I said this, but I heard a rumor that such and such, yada, yada, this is you. It's not true. That's what, if anybody was supposed to be part of my life from my past, somebody would have came and told me something. Nobody told me nothing. Nothing. So, no, it's not isolation. As a matter of fact, I'm really not isolated, guys. Listen, there are women who will go out with me as of today if I ask them out. There are friends who will be friends with me as of today if I say, hey, let's go hang out, let's go lift weights or play basketball. All that is at my table right now. I'm not missing anything. That's why I said the whole thing about isolation, these people don't have the power to isolate me. That's a joke. The only person who has power to isolate me is me. And the truth is, the reason why I don't really hang out with a lot of people is because I don't have the same habits that a lot of people have. It's as simple as that. It's not even something that you gotta even think about. It's just as simple as that.
Problem. Unstable, untrustworthy, unworthy. But every lie they told only added more weight to their own collapse. They didn't know your destiny was not fragile, it was fortified. Every attempt to assassinate it only fertilized it. Every false word made you louder. Every betrayal made you bolder. Every setup became part of your divine setup. While they dug pit after pit to bury your calling, they were actually laying the blueprint for their own exposure. Those pits have now become their prison cells.
All right, guys, we didn't heard enough of that, and I'll holler at y'all later. All right? Peace.